Carly, thanks for joining me in the sunny Tampa.
It is very sunny. It's a bit different from the last two places we've been to, but yeah, it's brilliant.
So, SheBelieves Cup. Firstly, how would you describe this cup to those that don't know it? What's your feelings towards it?
I think it's one of the best tournaments outside of any major tournament, if I'm honest. If you look at the quality that has gone and passed, so obviously France and Germany were in it, instead of now Japan and Brazil, and they're top 5 nations, and then we've gone and put through the top to 6 nations, I think. Brazil ranked a little bit lower than the other 2, but it's one of the best tournaments you can play outside of, like, say, World Cup, just purely for the talent. I think you get a good mix as well. In terms of, I don't think Japan have brought their strongest side. Brazil have. We've come out very strong. A few players rested, and then the USA are in the same position. So you get kind of everyone in different states. I know I've seen on the media people saying like it's very hard to judge this tournament because we're in the middle of season. I think the Brazil players are kind of all over. Japan are the same, and then USA are obviously out of season. So it's a really strange one, but of course it gives us a good kind of competitive, really good competitive games. And then an opportunity to have a look at a lot of different players and hopefully like win a trophy, which is important for us to start creating a winning legacy.
So you've played Brazil, you've played USA. What's the mood been like in the camp after those 2 games? And also, how would you sum up the 2 performances so far?
I think 2 very different performances. I think the Brazil one, look, we've come from behind. We knew it was a tough first half. I think there was a little bit of jet lag. We didn't seem ourselves at all. It looked quite slow and quite lethargic for us, and then come out second half and find maybe a second wind. And yeah, we pinned them into their own half. They couldn't get out, and we probably could have went and scored 2 or 3 more. So we were pressed and happy the way we came out after that game. Obviously, we knew we could have started better. And then going into the America game, like, look, we've played America so many times now. I think the gaps got so small, and I think someone put a stat up the other day that I think it'd been 1-0 the past 5 times we played each other, whether it was to them or us. And we know the gap's closing with them, and I think all the girls were so pumped to go into the game, and we knew there'd be a good crowd. And it was exactly that. It was feisty, there was good goals, there was good periods of possession for each side, the crowd were noisy as usual. But look, we took a lot of heart from that. We felt like we probably could have nicked it. I think it was Ellen had a chance to make it 3-1, which she was disappointed with, but they're the opportunities we're going to have to start taking if we want to win the World Cup sort of thing. But look, we know they're a very strong side, with the crowd kind of riding alongside them. We knew they were going to probably get opportunities, and they did, and they took their chance. And after that, it was pretty much 50-50. You could have went either. I think both teams were kind of going for it, which was nice to see. I think once upon a time we'd have sat in deep and defended for our lives, and come away with a scruffy draw and being proud, but happy with it. I think the sense of the camp was that we were proud but disappointed. I think we wanted to go win it and kind of maybe get a chance of winning the tournament there and then. But look, 2-2 against USA side, a strong USA side in their home country is good for us, and I think we just need to know that we're the journey that we're on, and there's another 5 games before we get to the World Cup, and this is just part of the journey, and getting a 2-2 result against the #1 in the world is good.
And a draw against USA, how much confidence has that given the squad?
Yeah, massive. And I think that the girls are like, it was weird. I think for the first time in a long time, like before going into the game, like no one thought about losing or having to cling on to the game. It was all about going out there and winning. And like you say, that's why I think we were a little bit disappointed. Yes, we're proud of the effort we put on. We're proud that we scored 2 goals against the champions. We're also disappointed we conceded 2. And just disappointed that we didn't win it. I think it was there to be taken. I think if we just, like say, take your chances against the best side in the world, that's what you have to do. We're going to come up against a very strong side in Japan, and I think that if we'd have got the 3 points there, it maybe made it a little bit easier against Japan. But now, like I say, this is what happens in tournament football. If this is the group stages, we now need to go win the last game, which I think is Japan, is it?
Yeah.
So it's exactly that, and that's what I think this has created. It's given us an opportunity of almost like rehearsing the World Cup group stages. 3 very good teams which we're going to come up against in the World Cup, and now we have to find a way of executing and almost getting out of the group and winning this tournament.
Do you feel like this current England squad maybe has a different mentality compared to the past?
Yeah, but I think that's due to the past. I think that we've got to remember that how far Mark took us and the mentality that he created within the group, and I think that the players that were left behind and the new players that have come in, look, some of the youngsters that have come in are used to winning. They come from Man City's, Arsenal's, Chelsea's, Birmingham's that have won titles, won cups. So that it's not like we've brought players in who are just not used to it. They come in and they're hungry. They want to win. They want to do well. And we've kind of now got that mentality of, look, we know we can compete with the best sides in the world. It's about now finding a way to win those games, which we haven't been able to do yet. But with kind of Phil bringing in his Manchester United head, and that's all he's about, is winning, is that we have to now find a way. That's the mentality we've got to go into every game, and yes, we have to respect teams, but also that we're good enough to beat teams. And that's kind of our mindset.
And how much preparation does the SheBelieves give you going into the World Cup?
Huge. Like I said, it's been a little bit of a dress rehearsal for us in terms of 3 good games against very good opposition. You have to find ways to win to get out of your group and top the group, and that's almost what it is. Yes, there's a cup at the end of this one, but I tell you what, when it comes to getting out of the group in the World Cup, that is almost like a mini tournament you've won, because it's so difficult now. The standard of the teams is hugely improved, and I think that from Canada to now you're going to see a massive improvement again, and I think there'll be some surprises this year, and there'll be teams that probably get through that people think are pretty good, there'll be teams that probably beat each other or draw or win games or lose games that would not be expected. And I think that's probably the progression that women's football is making now. It's fantastic to see, and the progression of the women's teams is so huge now all over the world, the leagues. Everyone's so prepared for it now, get my words out. But this tournament especially for us is very important for that reason.
And if you do win this tournament, will that put extra pressure and expectation on you for the World Cup, or is that something you thrive on?
I think we thrive off it. Look, at the end of the day, like, we want to build, like, say, a winning legacy. We want to start feeling like winners, because it's very hard. Like America, Germany, France, etc. The Dutch even have all got that kind of, they've tasted what it feels like to win, and that drives you as a nation. It drives you as a team, because you know you've got to do to win. We've never really had that. Like, we've never won anything yet. We've been close. We've got bronzes, etc. It felt like mini wins, but now we've got to get to a point where we've got to believe in something. And look, in the Euros, I've never been in a team that believed that we were going to win a tournament as much, and we didn't. We come up short. So it's about adapting, taking that mentality, taking it to the next level, adding that little bit on the field, that little bit off the field, that makes us into a winning team. And I think if we win the tournament, it'll be great. We've got to find a way to win and keep winning. Look, if there's going to be pressure, it'll come from ourselves. Like, we know what we're capable of, and that's kind of what we want to put out every day, every time we train, every time we go out and play a game. But I don't think it adds pressure on outfield. I think people will know that Japan have maybe come with a stronger side. Brazil, like I say, people have already said that it's a bit of a weird tournament minute for those reasons. I don't think anyone will be like, oh my god, they're going to win the World Cup. But look, we've openly come out and said we're going into this tournament to try and win the World Cup. Like, so this tournament, whether we win it or lose it, isn't going to make a change in that.
And how much of an impact has Phil Neville had on this squad? What's he been like to work under?
Brilliant. Look, for me, obviously, especially, like, I played a lot of games underneath him, so he's been fantastic for me, and I've had to wait very patiently under different managers to get opportunities. But as well as that's been hard, it's also been a great honour to do. Like, there's been nothing better than sitting and watching my team win and being part of that. It's now obviously amazing that I'm getting on the pitch and playing minutes, but at the same time he's brought a winning mentality, because that's all he knows. Like, he's from a side, he's from a team in an era where that's all it was used to. And yes, we've had hair dry moments in the changing rooms where he's come in and blasted us all, but at the same time he gives us good information to go in, and like you say, the Brazil, like 1-0 down, gives us the right information to go out and then turn the game around. He believes in every single one of us. I know there's lots of funny things about his WhatsApp chats and groups, but he is very much like I say he's like a dad. He says bad jokes. He tries to be funny when he shouldn't, and then he's just, like you say, all he wants is the best for us individually and collectively. And I think that he'd love nothing more to almost have kind of 23 daughters that he kind of nurtured through 18 months to go and win a World Cup that unfortunately for him he was never got a chance to go to, but then he got a chance of actually managing a team and winning it. And I think for us it's about hearing his story and how kind of painful his journey was through that, and then maybe wanting to do it for him as much as ourselves and our families, which is a great thing to have as a team. So hopefully, yeah, we can go out and do that for him and then for everyone in England.
And for you personally, how much confidence has Phil Neville given you? You said you've had to be patient, and he's put a lot of trust into you and seems to really like the way you play, and he's seen the strengths. Yeah,
it has been, and look, with every manager wants something different out of their goalkeepers, and luckily for me it's something he's seen in me that he likes, and he wants to use kind of my strengths, and that's brilliant. But at the same time, we've all again been rotated, we've all been given minutes, and there's no guarantee that comes to that World Cup that I'm going to play, KB's going to play, Mary's going to play, or we're all even going to be selected in that manner. Things can change, but at the same time, like, I know how much of an honour it is to walk out with that team, and whether it's 5 minutes I get, or every minute in every game in the World Cup, like, I'll be honoured to be on that journey, and of course I want to play, but he picks the best side at the end of the day, and it's his choice. So whatever part I play in this World Cup or the next 5-6 games leading up to it, I'll be honoured to be part of this team, and I'll keep making sure that we're pushing to win the World Cup.
And just quickly, before I let you get off and prepare for that game against Japan, I heard you speak about earlier, sort of, you're growing up and you training as a goalkeeper compared to young girls now. Could you just sort of explain about that?
Yeah, of course. I said, look, and it's not trying to say that they've got a one-up on us or anything like that, but I said the girls coming through now, the likes of Ellie and Sandy and the girls at Hannah Hampton, etc., that are playing at Birmingham, like they're fantastic girls, like they're big, they're strong, but they've also been coached full-time for the last 2 or 3 years from the ages of 17, 18, 19, which we would have loved as youngsters growing up, but we had to kind of have that, whether it was someone's dad or the coach volleying a couple of balls, you're just getting you prepared for the session where you were going to get probably a shooting session or whatever. There was no real coaching, and we've had to wait a long time to get that coaching, and thankfully we have, and us oldies are now getting pushed by the youngers, which is brilliant, and I just think that the girls are going to thrive, and it's so exciting to see where the girls can take this team, because I think having a good goalkeeper is key to a winning team. And look, we're lucky in England that we've got 5 or 6 at the minute you can probably put in goal and get a winning result from, but it's really exciting to see what the young girls are going to produce and how far they're going to go.
Thanks, good luck.
No worries, thank you.